Read, read, read. Research shows that typical children have exposure to literature around 2 hours a day, but those with complex bodies have way less. Let's use this time at home to change all that, to expose our kids with complex bodies to all kinds of experiences, characters, and people different from us, so we can recreate, imagine, and talk about characters and experiences. You can use books you already have, or you can download books on your iPad. There are also books on the websites that we'll list in the comments section for you to check out. If you already have board books at home, one thing you can do is add a little pad to each page so that it becomes more easily accessible to a child with gross motor but not fine motor to turn pages and independently experience a book. When you're reading books, consider if the story has a storyline. So they have a character and something happens and a problem is solved, so that you can use elements of the story to continue to expand their communication skills. And we'll get into that in some later videos. I like David Shannon and some of his stories. There's some I Can Read series books that have simple vocabulary. There are also Choose Your Own Adventure books that allow kids to make their own stories with manipulatives. Maybe your child with complex needs can't do the manipulating, but you can. And the point of this activity is to create new and unique stories. There are books about kids with disabilities and differences, and one of my favorites right now is Romeo Riley, who's a boy with a communication device with cerebral palsy, and he's nonverbal, but he has a lot going on in his head, and it's a fun thing to think about and talk about. If you have an older child, Wonder, Out of My Mind, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, all those kinds of stories might work. Junie B. Jones, Judy Moody, Stink, and a few of those characters that are school-based, that have silly thoughts and act on them, can give you a lot to talk about. If your child is 4 or 5 years old, or even older, consider using a chapter book. This is Junie B. Jones. My name is Junie B. Jones, and the B stands for Beatrice, except for I don't like Beatrice. I just like B, and that is all. I'm almost 6 years old. At that point, I would go to their communication system and talk about, how do you tell what your name is?
My name is.
How do you tell them how old you are?
I am years old.
When is your birthday?
My birthday is.
I would also possibly go to the spell page and talk about how she doesn't like the B in her name.
B.
And perhaps show them how they spell their name and their middle initial, and so on. As you work through the book, don't be too quick. Every paragraph has a lot of opportunities to model the use of your communication system, as well as relate it to your child. Give it a try.